good with that. I was looking at it, and there's about almost 7 million people in the United States that have heart failure. Right now living with heart failure. So they sent me to Beth Israel to put a pacemaker and a defibrillator in me,
Mm-hmm.
and then they sent me home. And boy, I was sick. I was really sick. I could not breathe. I was filling up with fluid. At one point, I looked at my wife and I said to her, "I think I'm dying."
Wow.
And you know what? I was dying.
All right. Yeah.
My heart was failing completely. I wound up back in the hospital. I was in the hospital about 2 weeks, and again, the doctor kept telling me it's going to come back. It's going to come back. And then one day he said to me, "I don't think this is coming back."
Oh boy.
And we were like, "Okay, hold the phone now. We need to talk to somebody here."
Right.
So, I was recommended to a doctor by the name of Dr. Koss from Deborah. She's a heart failure specialist. She came to see me at the community hospital here in Toms River,
Mm-hmm.
and she looked everything over, and we had a little conference between my wife and two of our kids. And I said to her, "What's the story here? What am I looking at?" And she said to me, "Well, frankly, you got three options." She said, "If you do nothing, you probably won't be here in a couple of months. Um, another option is a heart transplant." She said, "But frankly, I don't think that you're going to. I don't think you're strong enough. I don't think you're going to be around long enough to get a donor heart."
Wow.
So I was like, "Okay, what's option number
Next.
three?"
Yeah.
So she said something to me about an LVAD, and I had no idea what she was talking about. LVAD is, since I've come to find out, is a left ventricular assist device. It's a pump.
Mm-hmm.
It's an artificial pump. Never heard of it. Didn't know anything about it. But she told me that I was an excellent candidate for it. She asked me at the time. She said, "Larry," she said, "what do you want? What are you looking for here?" And I said to her, I want to be around. I'd like to still be here, and
Yeah.
I'd like to have a good quality of life. I don't want to be here for 5 years or 4 years or 3 years and be miserable and
Right.
sick. Like, 'cause I was sick, I felt horrible. And she said, "Well, this could do that for you." So um, we moved everything towards Deborah Hospital, which is about 30 minutes from here. And she said, I want to put you on a medication first. It's called Millerone, and that's going to make you feel a lot better. So I had to go to the hospital, and they had to do some stuff to me, and they put that through a PICC line towards my heart.
Right.
And lo and behold, I felt great. Like within 4 or 5 days, I could breathe. I was up. I was moving. The problem with the Millerone is it doesn't last. You never know when it's going to stop working. They
Right.
said it's like a supercharger for your heart. It makes that heart squeeze and work. But they would use it knowing that we were going to probably pursue LVAD.
Right.
So that was about 4 weeks on that. She said to me, "Go home, get strong, exercise, move around, and you're." The reason they said I was a good candidate is because I had lost a lot of weight. I was in the gym a lot. I was strong. My kidneys were good. My liver was good. So she said, "You're an excellent candidate."
Good.
So we went in. April 23rd was the day they implanted me. What it is a small pump.
Right.
It's a magnetic pump. It's a magnet surrounded by like 3 or 4 other magnets that spins. It's a centrifugal pump, and it has a like a tube. So that goes into the bottom part. They literally core out the bottom of your heart on the
God.
left side.
Okay.
Plant this thing in there, and then they run that tube up into your aorta. Okay. So when I woke up, I was implanted. They had to crack my chest and all of that. This is not, it's not something that you see every day. There's
Right.
only about 15 to 20,000 of them done so far, and Deborah is the leading hospital in the state of New Jersey. They've done last year. Dr. Ross, the surgeon, told me that last year he did. Last year, I think he said Robert Wood did like 5, and Beth Israel did 2 or 3, and they had done like close to 50, and he said he did 45. You know?
Wow.
So the surgeon. So anyway, that how this works is it actually you have to be. The pump is there. It's a piece of machinery. Something's got to run it. So what's going to run a pump? Power.
Right.
Okay, so in our cases now as an LVAD patient, you have to be hooked up to a power source. It's almost bionic.
Okay.
So I have like I said to you, that's implanted in the bottom of the heart, and the tube goes up to the aorta, and that pushes the blood straight through to your body. But in order to power that, they run it's called a drive line that literally comes out of your abdomen.
Okay.
There's an open spot. They open your abdomen. They put this thing out. It comes out. The drive line comes out about that long outside of my body.
Yeah.
And it hooks up to a power source, to a controller. So this is my spare
that it right
controller.
There?
This is my spare controller.
Wow.
Okay, so you don't go anywhere without the spare. The one that's running me is on my body right now. I haven't figured out a way to wear it. I can walk down the street. You would never know that I have this on.
That's amazing.
So this controller controls blood flow, speed, pressure, everything that pump needs to know. Okay, and it's powered by an A and a B, power source.
Okay.
Okay. What that is a battery.
Oh my God. Okay.
It's 2 batteries. I have one on each side. One goes to black, one goes to white. Okay. These batteries last about 16 hours apiece. They gave me 8 batteries and a charging system. And at night, I come off the batteries and I literally plug into the wall like a lamp.
Wow. My God.
And that's, but look, Kev, when I woke up, you're very hurt. It's a nasty operation. It's very, it's open heart surgery.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pain, and I had a couple of days there where I said to myself, "What did you do? What did you do? You got this stuff hanging out of your body now, and now, you feel horrible." And they kept telling me, "You're gonna feel better. You're gonna feel better." And I had my doubts. I was starting to, think I made a mistake. But then I kind of had to say to myself, "Look, if you did nothing, you're going to be dead."
Right.
Okay. If they came to you and they said, "Listen, you can live, but we're going to have to cut your leg off at the knee," what would you do?
Yeah.
You would have said, "Cut the leg off," and then you would figure out how to live with that situation from that point forward. And that's basically what I had to get into my head.
Sure.
Okay. 14 weeks out post-op now. The device and the equipment and everything is so secondary to me right now. It's like, I don't even give it a second thought right now.
So sleeping's not a challenge.
No, not a problem. Not a problem. I have my system, set up how I do it, and get up in the morning. Today's a big day. Today's a big day for me. I'm going to get to take a shower today.
Wow.
For the first time since April. Okay.
Wow.
They don't let you take a shower right away until that's all healed up. So I got the okay to do it. They showed me how to do it. And later today, we're going to do that, So you get up in the morning, you clean yourself up, you wash up, and you change your clothes, and you're ready to stick my head under the shower, wash my hair, and you're good for the day. But today we're going to take a shower.
So,
and they go ahead. They also cleared me to drive.
Wow. So do you keep it on when you shower, or does it come? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, no. Well, there's a how's that work? We're going to figure that out today.
Okay. Okay.
There is a bag that they give me that they give you. That's a double closed bag that all of this stuff goes in and it zips tight, and then another zipper goes over the top, and it's waterproof and it can go into the shower with you.
Good.
So, but there's no more swimming.
Yeah.
There's no more hot tubs, but that's the least of the problems. Right?
That's right.
I'm here.
That's
here,
right.
So.
Tell us.
A couple weeks ago, I was with Dr. Koss, and I was at weekly visits. When I got home, I could barely make it out to the mailbox, and then within a couple of days, I could make it a couple of mailboxes, and then within a week or two, half a block, and then now around the block. Now I'm doing my cardiac rehab twice a week up at and exercising. But Dr. Koss had said to me about a month or two ago, she said, remember that conversation that we had? She said, you're doing so well. Right? You don't realize, even though I wasn't feeling too good, she goes, you were doing so good. You have no idea. She said, I wish I could take you in and show you some people that were implanted the same day as you, how much better you're doing.
That's
and
good.
She said to me, remember that conversation that we had? And I asked you, what did you want out of this? And you told me. I said, yeah. She said to me, it's happening. It's happening.
Wow.
Sorry, the dogs are barking.
No, it's okay.
She gave me a big hug, and it is. I mean, I've gotten so much better, so much stronger. I'm starting to become a lot more active, and it's given me a life. And this thing could last me anywhere. Look, nobody knows.
No.
Okay, none of us know. We all got a day, right? I know that I have more days in front of me than it looked like I was going to have a couple months ago.
Yeah,
especially. So you use them, and you use them for good. She's actually asked me if I would start to do something like this for her up at Deborah and start being an advocate. And I told her anything she needs, I would be happy to do.
So, are you thinking about doing that, or?
Yes, I am. And she needs me. I told her, you tell me, and I'll do it.
Wow.
That's where we're at, and
yeah.
it's been a heck of a ride for 6 months. But we're still here to talk about it.
Tell me what your thoughts are on Deborah Heart and Lung. They seem, everything I've ever heard about them is positive and fantastic in nature. But tell us what your thoughts are about them.
I got nothing but good things to say about Deborah. The team up there has been excellent. They're considered one of the best in the country when it comes to this. I remember when I was young, when I was a kid, my father's generation. So you're talking maybe in the 60s and the 70s, and you would hear them say, so-and-so went to Deborah and they saved his life, and but in them days it was probably more on the line of bypasses and stents and stuff that was all cutting edge stuff they were doing at that time, and it's more or less the same thing now. It's they're cutting edge, and you never get it's a lot like St. Jude. You never get a bill in Deborah if you can't afford it. They'll take what your insurance gives you, and in some cases, some people don't, they don't have the means to pay, and they're still taken care of. So I mean, I have nothing but good things to say about them and the team, Dr. Barn and his team up there, and Dr. Koss. Somebody told me while I was up there, they said these guys are rock stars. They consider them rock stars. I said, yeah, I could see why.
Well, if you're just joining us, former Councilman Larry Sansone is here with us today. And where do you go from here now? I mean, is there there's not, they don't give you a long-term outlook, right? But what's next?
Well, I am part of the LVAD is it's called a bridge to transplant. So I do have to make a decision somewhere in the next couple of years as to whether or not I want to pursue a heart transplant. Having an LVAD they say moves you up on the transplant list depending on your blood type and all of that. Now, I haven't had this conversation with the doctors yet. We have to sit down with them in a couple of weeks, and it'll be the first time I'm back with the team since my surgery in April, and I'll be going up there for a battery of tests. They'll put me through about a 4 or 5 hour run through up there, CAT scans and whatnot. And you know, the cutoff for transplant, my understanding, is 70 years old. So, and there's criteria that needs to be met, and a lot of people are opting. In a lot of cases, this technology has gotten so good over the last 5 years since they put the HeartMate 3 pump out, that some people are opting not to transplant. They're opting to stay on this. It can keep you alive for a good long time. We've heard of people 10, 15 years or more with them. So a heart transplant, anywhere from 5 to 10 years. That's what you got. So the cutoff is 70. I'm 67. I got a little bit of time. Hopefully I continue to feel better and stronger, and we'll make that decision down the line.
Do you have you been giving that any thought yet, or is that just something you're going to wait until time
We're
goes
gonna
on?
we're gonna we're gonna kind of wait because like right now it's only, like I said, 14 weeks, and I've been concentrating on trying to feel better and get stronger, and the device and everything is working perfectly. Um, where I wasn't feeling so well was basically because of medications. So it's been a process of tweaking the medicines that they give you. Some things were making you lightheaded, some things were making you dizzy. Uh, and I've worked with Dr. Koss, and it's like really, honestly, about the last 3 weeks
Mm.
since they cleared me to drive that I think we're getting it dialed in. And I feel good, I feel strong, I feel healthy. I mean, I have some restrictions, but that's where we're at.
Yeah, yeah. How important, when you look back, was it that you went through the weight loss before all this happened? Like, would it have been more of a challenge for you to go through this if you hadn't lost the weight? Did they ever talk to you about that at all?
More than one of the doctors told me it was probably the best thing I ever did.
Mm.
That it was, and because of the fact, not only the fact that I had lost the weight, but because of the fact that I had been working out so strenuously and gotten myself into pretty good shape, that I was strong, and that has a lot to do with it. Whether you're strong, I have become active with a couple of online LVAD support groups, and some people are not doing as well as I am. People have complications. Knock on wood. No complications. But it's out there. It's not. This is kind of cutting edge stuff. Some people are sicker than others, and it all depends. But like she said to me at that time, she said you couldn't be a better candidate at this point because of the weight loss, because of the fact that I had gotten myself in pretty good shape. My
Yeah.
kidneys were in good shape. My liver was in good shape. So they said I was a good candidate. I got to tell you, 2 months ago, I didn't think I have my doubts, but they kept telling me you're gonna feel better, you're gonna get stronger. It's only been a couple of months, wait, and so far they've been pretty much on the money. Every day's a little better.
Amazing, amazing. What about things like I don't know. Are you able to walk a
Yeah,
lot? Are you able to run? Like certain things like that. What about your
well,
physical activity?
I was never going to be doing much running, that's for
Okay,
sure.
okay. Yeah.
But yes, I can walk. I can walk around the block. The heat is not my friend right now, so
No.
I'm not out in that heat. I'm looking forward to. They asked rehab asked me, in the doctor's office asked me what's your short term goal right now, and I said to him, if you want to know the truth, my short term goal is to be able to drive, and by the time we're after Labor Day and all the shore folks head back up north, I'll be able to drive myself up by the boardwalk and walk the boardwalk up there every night, until it gets too cold to do it.
That's incredible.
That's my, if I can start to do that, when the heat breaks, that's good. And I'm doing my rehab twice a week up there. They got me on a treadmill. They got me on a bicycle. So, and I'm getting stronger again. I can feel it.
Man. And you certainly sound very strong, and you look better than you have in a long time too. You know, you were sharing pictures too, so you can see like
Yeah.
you've got color back. You seem like you're much stronger than even a couple of weeks
When
ago.
I when I look at my hands, and I said it to the doctor a couple of weeks ago, and everything's pink now, like it should be. And she said that's because that thing is pushing blood to your body that you were not getting for quite a while. You
Yeah,
didn't know it. It's doing its job in there. Funny thing is, you don't have a pulse anymore
really,
when they do this. The blood pressure is very difficult to find. They have to do
right?
it with a Doppler, and
Really?
so
Okay.
I actually have one of those little things here that because if you was to get if you was to fall or get knocked out or something, they try to take a blood pressure on you. They'll think you're dead.
My God, that is unbelievable. I mean, these
Yeah,
things that you don't think of that you
right.
go through.
Yeah.
Do you worry at times, Larry? Does it cause you any stress that you've had to, like let's say what the battery wire gets knocked out while you're sleeping? Do those things cross your mind, or do you just let go and let it happen?
Yeah, no, at first, yeah, I'm getting very, like I said, as far as the equipment and everything, I'm used to it. There's backups on everything. I set up batteries before I go on power at night, and I have a flashlight there. If I was to lose power, I can just pop. I can change this battery out in about 20 seconds.
Wow.
Just pop off the wire onto the batteries. And like I said, I've figured out how to wear it through some online things that I watched on YouTube. I actually I had my wife. She ordered me a Under Armour football girdle, and that has 5 pockets in it.
Oh wow.
So
Okay. Yeah.
we turn it inside out, put it on. Everything goes into a pocket. Put my pants over it. You don't even know I'm wearing
That's unbelievable.
it.
It really. On our way out here, if you're just joining us, former Kearny Councilman Larry Sansone is with us today. He's been sharing an incredible story about his health journey. What would you say to people who may be having a day like you had 10 years ago when you're starting to not feel so well? How important is it for you to get help and to take action? Because there are a lot of people who don't want to go to see a doctor. And if you had decided not to do that, you might not be here right now. So talk a little bit
I,
about that.
I only said something because I was working, I was at the doctor's. See, I had gotten a bad cold about 4 months before they diagnosed me, and
Mhm.
that's why they think that this was viral. They think and I could not kick that cold. It was in my chest. It was a month of not feeling well from chest cold, and that's why they think this was a viral infection,
Right.
probably from the cold that settled into the heart muscle. But I just happened to have said something. I was at the doctor's for something else, my MD, and I said to her, I says, I just get a little short of breath once in a while. I was in
Yeah.
work, and I was doing things, and it just not a lot, just a little unusual. And that's when she sent me to the cardiologist. So he thought that I had a blockage. He said to me, "Well, you probably have a blockage. We'll go in, we'll catheterize you. If there's a blockage, I'll fix it right then and there, and you'll be on your way."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, I woke up and I seen the look on everybody's face. So I was like, "What? What's going on here?"
Yeah.
And the thing of it is, all this time, all these years, I was doing what they asked me to do. I was taking my doctor's advice. I was taking my medication. I was trying to keep myself in better shape and lose some weight and all those things. I still was smoking cigars. I love my cigars. I miss my cigars, but
I bet.
it's one of those things that's not there anymore. And it just, it just, they say that when it goes, it goes,
Yeah.
and it can come out of nowhere. So I went 10 years on medication, stronger, doing the things they wanted. And all of a sudden, after the first of the year, boom.
Boom.
And they said, when it goes, it goes. And sometimes it just don't come back. And that's where I'm at.
Wow.
I'm not the only one. It's out. It's out there. It's like I said. There's over 6 million people living with heart failure in the United States, and this technology is becoming more and more prevalent. It's not an everyday thing out there. You don't see it every day. Like I said, there's about 15 to 20,000 people have LVADs. There's more and more centers being set up all over the country. Uh, and it's going to be a more and more prevalent thing as the years go on. The technology has hit its stride. They say the technology is going to be even better, like everything else, in the next
Right.
5
Yeah.
years. They may be able to shrink these batteries down. They may be able to implant these batteries. They say there's a possibility that the next generation of this may eliminate the need for heart transplant.
Wow.
They may be able to do things like this instead. So but that's up to higher powers.
That's it. Right. Out of your hands for that one, for sure.
Right, right. Right now, I'm along for the ride. It's
That's
good
it.
to be. It's good to be along for the ride.
Oh yes, yeah. Let's not make any mistake about that. That is right. Larry Sansone, so good to see you. And how can I thank you for sharing this incredible story of your journey? Thank you so much. And I
It's
really hope,
my
I'm sure
pleasure.
somebody's going to see this and say, man, I got to do something about this.
And you know what, Kevin? When we talked about it, that's what I said to you. You know what? Maybe it'll help somebody. So that's all you can hope for. If that happens, I'm glad for it.
Thank you, Larry. It was so good to see you. Take care,
Okay.
buddy.
Good to
Okay.
see you too, Kevin. Thank you.